The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Basil Chapman here on this Monday, the 15th of September. It's quite exciting. There's some things going on here that hadn't gone on for a long time, and that's looking at a stock like VGZ. Tommy was discussing it just a moment ago. This thing was down in the single digits. It was in the pennies for ages, and then suddenly started to move higher. It went to the 50s. And this is a VGZ Corporation gold stock, Vista Gold. And now it's at 2.33, up 50 cents, up 27 cents. It seems to be saying, hey, I'm just done with those under $1 prices. I'm even done with the ones. I'm trying to get into the twos and then the threes. Well, we'll see what happens because gold for a long time has been moving higher, but actually it was in a trading range fairly wide, 32 to 3,700, but in a range and not breaking out until just recently. So gold is trading right now up 8.4 at 36.95. We still remain long our gold position. I really don't want to mess around with that. It's just, this is a breakout of consequence. Look at this, the steadiness of the move. Look, every month, there's a monthly chart. Look at the walking the 9-period moving average. In fact, barely touching the 9. Did it touch? Yeah, maybe in February, January, it just tagged it momentarily. But this is very positive action. Look at that MACD moving up so nicely. This is a monthly chart. Look at the stochastic at 83% and holding a monthly chart with the stochastic at 83% after all this time. And the on-balance volume is very good. And the relative strength is at the highs. It's getting a little overbought. You see, it's just touched the red line there. It did it once before, and that actually was a top of maybe 4 years, 3.5 years. But in this particular instance, there's a difference in that we don't know yet, but look at the way the stochastic and the on-balance volume, the blue line, just reversed exactly at the high. Right there, this was back in, was it July? I'll give you the exact date right here. Right there. That's August of 2020. It hits 2,545. Remember, this is a continuous contract, so that price can change. None of the notation, none of the shape, none of the shapes, nothing, other than the price gets smoothed out. And then it took a long time. It didn't break down all that much, going to 2,000, down 500. All right, big deal. But over that period of time, now it's broken. And what I like to, I've used this methodology for years and years, but I have no mathematical way of doing it. It's a visual thing that says the longer that there's a rectangle formation, the greater chance that when the price breaks above that oblong shape, above the resistance line, it goes up vertically. I would like to say the x-axis would measure to the y-axis. It really doesn't work like that. Maybe it will, but that's just purely incidental. What it does say is that what you've done is you've broken to the upside, and it's goodbye for quite some time to that resistance level, and that would be at about 2,500. So we'll see if that's going to work out. I just got to that because there were so many things going on in the Tiger Den. Very interesting. Let me just go through one here. Rig was mentioned for some time now as being very favorable, and it's gone from the 290 to 310 area. Then it goes to 321. Then it goes to the 200 period moving average, or 326 Transocean Limited. Suddenly today it's popped up. It's gone to 342. That's a nice break. It is a leg E in the daily, and it's a leg E in the weekly. And the weekly had a rectangle as well, which has gone above. Now, this is something I was going to show you on Friday. I'll use this particular one. You see the way Transocean Limited went to a low at about 188 or something, 197. 197 back in April of 2025. That's this year. And then it goes peak A, pulls back, goes to peak B, and it takes a long time for that pink 9-period moving average to go positive. Then it did go positive, but underneath that peak B at the week of the 13th of June, where it went to 337, it has another gray A. I haven't changed the colors. A gray A because under the previous A and the technicals, the 914 is still weak and the stochastic still weak. But the MACD, look at that beautiful MACD. I'd mentioned at the time that I didn't know how it would unfold, but it was a positive. Well, look at this. It goes to gray A, gray B, a gray C, and underneath that previous peak B, it goes to a D. I don't usually like that. But look what happened. So this does show internal strength in Transocean Limited because this is, I always forget exactly, it's rigging, I think it's offshore drilling. And then what happens is it spikes, and today it went above that peak B that was all the way back to the 13th week of the 13th of June of 337. What does it do? It tags 342. So this is a really unusual series of events because you've had a huge move up. Leg A goes to peak A. Leg B goes to peak B. And then it takes all until today from that June 13th, June 13th high to get to that high again. And this is showing some strength. Now, what you need to see is you've got to get into this series of candles here that has a high of 349 and then a long wick of 395. And why I say that is because this could turn into an instant restart. Peak D, one bar, and second bar makes a higher high, so it has an alternate E/A. You don't have to think about that, just think E, go alphabetically, but that's important. And look how long it took for the weekly chart to cross positive in 914. Now you've got a long way to go in the monthly chart to get to the 468 to 478. Probably 478 to 515 is where you'd have to see a rally on a monthly basis to get that pink 9-period moving average. I just thought I'd take a moment. This is not Technical Friday, but there are just enough things going on that I wanted to talk about this. Hi, Basil, giving GTM. Zoom Info Technologies, go-to-market, intelligence platform, data sales, recruit. I always put these abbreviations. I have to think. Profs. Recruit profs. Oh, recruit professionals, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, it's got recruit profs. So here's another leg C that this broke out of the same pattern that we were looking at in Transocean. Strong A pulls back, strong B, but here the difference is that gray A went very quickly to leg C. This is very nice. The monthly chart is just improving. The weekly chart is way, way better. And this daily chart, I don't know if this is an F or an A because I have to put an alternate count. It has the characteristic of an A, but I'm just calling it alphabetically F right now. Broke above the rectangle formation. Hey, GTM, Zoom Info Technologies. I haven't even got to the market yet. It's so exciting around here. I'll be right back. Yes, I had a question. You didn't follow up on that stock that you spoke about on Friday that you just got for subscribers. It's Real, R-E-A-L. We got in at 8:30. It's trading right now at 10:02. And that's just since the 8th of September. Nice move. I'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
TFNN has launched The Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
So a question came in about TK Corporation. This is one we followed forever, shipping crude, LNG. Did this have a spin-off or something happened? Did they sell part of it? I don't know, because the notation was here. Next thing I had to change it. So it's trading at 877. I think there must have been something. It's gone to a leg, a new leg in the monthly chart. Is that a new B? I think it is. This is actually acting so well. TK Corporation shipping crude. Yeah, I like it. And the daily chart, leg E. Weekly chart, only a leg C. So the question is, and congratulations, Peaky. I know that you've had it for a while. Would you add here? I'm going to say, just on a visual basis, I think you can add. But on a purely technical basis, what I would like to do, and this is going to be quite important. You see, I need to redraw some of these things, because this is the Chapman Wave falling axe formation right there, and it broke above, and it could go one to one. Okay, this is all right. This is the way I would look at it. You're in it already. I would add to it in a split position. Right here, I'd add 877, realizing that there's a very good chance on a short-term basis that it could retest this at 877. It could retest the 836 14-period moving average. But my thinking is that if it did pull back from here, the 830 to 820 will be key. You could either have patience and say, you know what, if it goes up, that's great. I'm already in it. But I feel that you're in it much lower down. And that if you had a split position by adding at 877 right now and having another position at 820, and that's a position that I would feel comfortable, since it's only a leg C in the weekly chart and should still go to a D, I'd feel comfortable saying yes. So I'm going to say, and it's not for everyone. This is a little different because person asking the question has a lot of patience. And this is the kind of work, look at the way it's walked the 9-period moving average, even that sharp pullback back into February or March, what was it? Back into April. Didn't impact the 9-period moving average at all. It was still very, very strong. So I'm saying to you, yes. To anyone else, I say, have a little patience. You really want to see if it can hold the 847 to 820 area. As a brand new fresh position. But there again, you can also, because it's been so strong, even if there is a general market pullback, just maybe by the end of the week, I'm anticipating one. It doesn't have to be. I'd love, maybe it's just that I really want to see a pullback because we've got such nice positions. I want to add to what we've taken off to get back into those, to add back into those. So it's my bias. I'm trying to not have a bias, but over the weekend, I just kept being dragged into this bias. So I'm saying I love our positions. I like to add to our positions. But at the same time, when it happens, you get a little nervous. Oh, yeah, it was here and now it's there. But in the meantime, I'm saying if it's a fresh position, yes, you're getting into a multi-month high right now, but don't get in fully. Just get your foot in the door. Just didn't really know what's going on. That's not your position. That's just like a little feeler position. But really, if it pulls back, let's look at it together. Someone remind me if it gets to 847, 836, 820s, that's where I want to look at it. Okay? So that's TK core. Okay, let me just run these down. There's been a lot. I actually was hoping to have a little action up to the 1020 mark, where the new players coming to the game for the day. So look, the Dow is only up 22. It's been up 80. It's been up, down a little bit. Now it's just stuck. Today was really important for me to see the Dow going up after 130 to be up 80 or more. Did I say 80? I think I said 70 or 80 in that area. Going from just up 20, I said if it can keep going higher, that'll be very good for the close. But so far it's not really doing that, but that's what I would like to see. Why? I'd like to see a D this week, about 46,137, just so I can start making up my mind about how we're going to deal with the next, going into Thursday and Friday. Good. S&P, just real quickly, S&P right now is trading up 26 at 68.10. So this 6,810, I have to move that away. 66, that was still from the other day. So let's go here. This is very good. And I am calling this a leg E. A leg E daily, a leg E weekly. And I have a target, just a measured move. I don't use these often. I use them as more a guide. And that's a 66.22. And today's high 66.17. You can see we are really close to this Fibonacci expansion. And then I went over this over the weekend. For instance, look here, look at VT. In other words, what do I really call the monthly charts? Are they brand new A's or the old E's? We haven't got much long to go for the end of the month, but I think that these are A's. Not E's, but I'm still calling it an alternate count. So you've got a peak, a leg C. I'm calling this now leg F/C in the Vermont, VT's for Vermont, right? Vanguard Total World Stock ETF, US stocks are 49%. I'm calling this a leg D in the weekly chart. I'm calling this a leg F/C in the daily chart, still really strong, and the monthly chart is just fabulous. And then someone had brought up to me if I could look at, what was the VT? VTO? Okay, well, I won't go into that because I don't remember what it was. Oh, was it in the den? Let me just have a quick look. Someone said something about the VTI. VTI, was it? I'm just guessing. I've done that as well. That's the U.S. total return. Yeah, Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF. Now mine is the one that I was looking at always is VT, Vanguard Total World Stock. This is, I think, American. So this is leg D in the daily, leg D in the weekly, leg, it has to be an A in the monthly because that's a G. I counted this backwards and forwards, and it's a G in the monthly, so this is a brand new A. That kind of clarifies that. Okay, I like it very much. I like them all just on a very short-term basis, and now I'm going to get into it. So let me show you something. So the QQQ, NDX 100, trading vehicle, leg D, all-time high. Now, this is nicely above the rectangle formation. That is really important because what it does is it turns the 581 9-period moving average and the 579 14-period moving average into initial short-term support. And that corresponds to 573, which is much lower down, which is the leg C in the weekly chart. And that is the first support in the weekly chart, the 9-period moving average. 563 is the 14. It has only touched the green line since the big move to the upside back in May with a 9 cross positive. You've only seen the weekly price hit the 9-period moving average about twice since then. And it's getting a little closer and closer to doing that. And that just says to me, it'll become a magnet very soon. Hasn't yet. Okay, and let's go to the IWY. No, I do that a little later. IWM right now. Yeah, the Russell 2000 IWM is trading up $1.25. Not bad. This actually looks exactly like the Dow right there. It's just struggling. It needs to get to 240.94 for another leg up. And then what happens? That becomes a C. So all I can say is, so far, it looks like the market wants to go a little higher this week, and we'll see what happens next. I'll be back in a moment. Basil Chapman, Tiger Nations Hour.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
So I was asked about Coinbase because I was going to go to the Bitcoin. So this is really struggling. I've wondered about this for some time, and I've said it doesn't seem to have the same impetus as the others. So let me just check something here. Give me 1 second and just go click. And I can't do it there. I'll have to do it here. So let's just do it there. And I'm just going to put Coinbase Global. And then I'm just going to put does, because I haven't typed in exactly what it does for some time. Operates a leading cryptocurrency exchange platform for buying, selling, and storing digital assets, provides self-custody solutions like Coinbase Wallet, offers Coinbase Prime for institutional clients. So, yeah, it just has... It's in this rectangle formation. It is attempting to form some kind of a bowl formation. All I can say is that let it prove itself, because at this point, every time it rallies, it goes back into the base, into this. Let me just put this rectangle right here, and it gapped down. It hasn't broken above and held above that gap. I'm just going to say, to me, this looks like a laggard compared to others. Let's see, what's that one called Mara? The Mara also was low priced. Yeah, it's the same. There's a bunch of them that are just not going anywhere. So to me, this is not the one. Okay, now let's just show you. Look, Bitcoin is trading down 2,000 at 115,000 to 60 low. Almost at the low of the day. It's at a peak C, so far leg C, maybe it's a peak C, but this has also got the stalling formation. And if you look at the ETH, so this is Bitcoin Futures Continuous Contract, just kind of, I've been talking about this for a while, said that even though we're long and doing still very nicely, I'm just thinking this is stalling. It's trying to build a level of support to be able to break to the upside, and it hasn't done it for a while. Look at this. This is Ethereum, much better chart. Cup formation, trying its best at 42.61, down $1.41, trying its best to stay in this upper range. And if it can get to 44.32, somewhere around 44.30s or higher, then all of a sudden the high that was made on the 22nd of August of 45.79, that becomes a magnet. And I suspect it'll go 1 penny higher to be able to get to that leg D. And that's all I can say. That's grayscale Ethereum. So I hope I've covered a couple of these things. Let me just go back for 1 second to Coinbase, just to say that if, these are the ifs, if it at 325, if it slides under 315, closes under 315, it is really just stuck in this range. But if it manages to tag 3, it's at 325, and it does big moves very quickly. So if it's able to try to get to the I'd have to say 30. I'm going to say 331. If it's able to get to 331, that says this whole wick of this candle becomes at least a possibility to get to. Will it get to the big gap from the 370 area down to 340? Just will it be trading there? Wow, it hasn't yet, and that's what it needs to do. I hope that clarifies. So now let's just go on semiconductors. Semiconductors made all-time high yesterday, Friday. Today it's continuing leg C. This still looks like it wants to go to a leg D this week. Oh, how's it going to do that? So it has Tuesday to pull back. If Tuesday is a sudden day, if today the close is very weak for everything, all the gains and suddenly fizzles out. And tomorrow's week, then you can have an intraday Wednesday spike to the upside to get you that leg D in the Dow. And then you've got to be a little careful, I think. I'd love to be a little careful, not do anything until there's actually a turn down or a turn up. and let it go from there. I don't want to predict anything. I am prepared. I'm getting my subscribers prepared for anything. But in the meantime, SMH is doing really nicely, all-time high, and I've got this as a leg D in the weekly chart, and here again, could be an A in the monthly chart. That is amazing, okay? All right, I want to get out of that. I want to just change that, get out of that. Okay, questions have come in. Let me just get to them. Right here, did that. VICR, Vicar, the old Vicar. Let's see what it is. It is. It's Vicor Corporation. You know, I remember looking at this a long time ago, and I have no idea what they do. Vicor, from the pattern that's unfolding, what was this all about? This huge candle on the 25th, the week of the 25th of July of 2025, opens at 47.80, screams up to 63, that's 12.25 points higher, and then it slides down to 43.68 and closes at 46.41. This long wick, almost like an inverted Chapman wave red Roman candle, and it's gone almost to the halfway marker. All right, let me just do this. I'd like to find out what it is. So Vicor, is that limited? Core. No, wrong one. Let's go here. All right, so Vicor. Oh, I remember this. I remember the time that I was looking at it, and it was Vicor Core. And I thought, that is very unusual. It's got that rhythm. It's a musical rhythm. And that's all I remember about it. So it does modular solutions for your power system. Designs, manufactures, markets, modular power components and complete power systems based in Andover, Mass. Right here in Massachusetts. The company provides high performance, high density. Oh, that's where the IRS is, isn't it? In Andover, yes. High density and high efficiency power modules for a variety of industries. All right. So it's in a good industry. Let's just put it that way. Peak A, peak B, peak C in the daily and the monthly chart. Now, this one takes a little bit more because you're inside this bar for weeks now. Okay. Whenever I see this kind of thing, it just makes me a little nervous. Look, Microsoft did that right at the top. Remember 555 and whoops, comes down. It has the same thing. It has, one day it's tootling along in the 43s, and the next, that was the week, was it? We were talking about. And the next day it opens at 62.65, goes to a round number high. I knew this was suspicious that we had a look at it. 63, round number high. All right. This is very interesting because it's really working its way higher, but it's struggling. And this candle, it must have been absolutely news related. Maybe it was earnings. I don't know, but it gave it all back and then some. And it went from 62 round number high to the 42s. Can you believe it? I'll be back. Basil Chapman looking at Vicor Core, and the Dow's up 71.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
There's the ad for VGZ. Very good. So Vicor, I like what I'm seeing here. If you're in it and you're in lower down, I do nothing. I just hold it right here. It's just steadily working its way high. It's not, it's all I can say is that if I take away this ugly candle right here, the one that we were discussing with the round number 63 high, I just look at it and I say, within the context of everything that I'm looking at, this is fascinating. It had 2 round numbers back at the low of the April the 4th, the week of the 4th, and April the 11th, round number 39. Had a really good move up to the 52, was it? 53.23 level a few weeks later, and then it comes down. The bar that makes that high comes all the way down and takes out that 39 round number low, and it goes to 38.93, and then it starts a peak A, B, C, D, pulls back. Is this a brand new A, or is it a continuation pattern? I just think the 200-period moving average of 50, the weekly 52.41 is like a magnet, so I like it. I'm just saying I like it. Would I put money to work now in this? I don't like this particular pattern here because it has this like double topish pattern, but it has a double bottoming. So it means I bet if I went right here, I'd know very quickly. So it's Vicor. So if I go to this particular chart right here, VICR, I showed over the weekend. I showed this to my subscribers. I always, every weekend, I spent, an hour and a half maybe on the analysis that we were looking for, why we wanted to buy certain things, why we didn't, what we were looking at market-wise. These Chapman Wave automated reversals. Look at that. VICR. Yep, VICR has 52.12 and 52.73 resistance, but look at this little support level at 49.82. I like it. So I'm going to say if you are interested in getting into it, I would get in. But in this case, because I'm thinking that by the end of the week, we could see some shaking up a little bit. We're watching yields and all that sort of stuff. I'm just going to say, only start a small position. We can follow it up the following week, but that's all I would do right now. So I hope that helps. No, actually, I don't know if I helped you at all, but I am saying you could start a position. I didn't get a sell signal or anything like that from that peak E. Everything looks good so far on the daily chart, and the daily chart is really what's going to be helping the weeklies. So yes. And what would I do at 51.85, even if it's just a small position? You've got to have a little bit of leeway. Now, is 49.36 too much? No, I think 3 points at this particular stage on a very small position is fine. VICR. Get your foot in the water. That's all I'm saying. Question came in. Core weave. I looked at it over the weekend. CRWV. Look at this. Doing nothing. And then out of the blue, it has this big pop of almost 9 points at 120.71. And yet, when I looked at the chart this morning, I thought, oh, you know what? It needs to follow through. That's a really nice move from the 200-period moving average support at 86. Exactly, the low was 84.40, and the 200-period moving, how could that be? 84.40. Oh, that's because a week and a half has gone by. So the 200-period moving average is actually rising. So this is a good sign. Yeah, core weave trading right now at 120.57. Whoa, this is a really tough one because they are either great or they are grim. And at this particular point, they're on the great side because they double bottomed, and I like it. It's a little tough to buy it on a gap of 9 points, but I am saying if this is any clue as to a new A, and this is under it, and trying to get to a B above 124.90, 1 penny above it starts B, that would be really positive. Ha, 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 ha. I would prefer to see you use options, like 120 call option. I wouldn't go for Friday. I would go for a month's time. But in the meantime, all I can say is that this is acting really well. It's a little scary when you see such a big move in the weekly chart, and then it gives back such a big chunk. But it is trying to make amends and repair. So I'm going to say yes. I can see 120.55 right now. I can see that if it closes above today's low is 120.85, so it's gapped up a lot. Let's go to the 120-minute chart. 120. There you are. I love these 120s. Look at that. This is peak A, 74. Good. Okay. Peak A, peak A, peak B, peak C, peak D. Takes a breather. Very familiar pattern where it comes down, Chapman falling axe formation, and then what it does when it attacks the major high, that's really important. So I'm just saying, I think that the target of this move over the next few days has a really good chance of tagging 124.90, and we're at 120, so that's 4 points higher. I do think it's going to do that. Hope that helps you. Key support, obviously, if it takes out today's low by the end of the day or tomorrow, that's just really negative, and that would be the 116.11. It was even 4 points lower? No, something's wrong. How can that be? It opened at 120 and 116. Gosh, what a big move after the gap up. I forgot to look. Friday's close was at 111. I didn't see that. Okay. All right, that makes sense. So something's happening here that's really positive for core weave. I like it. But I would have a stop in this, because if it gives back at 120, if it gives back those 4 points and it closes under today's low, it closes down under today's low, or tomorrow it slides under today's low, 100, and what did I say it was, 116.11, that would be very negative. That'll just negate all the strength that you saw. So that's what I'm looking at. But it is trying in this cup formation that made a dreaded H, successful dreaded H. It did go under it, wasn't successful. It is becoming successful because it's closed 3 out of 4 bars above the arch high of 105.50. So that just says there's more bias to the upside in this particular point. Yep, that's it. Okay. Next question. Next question came in here. Oh, TGB. Oh, another one I looked at over the week. No, I forgot to look at over the weekend. I actually noted it today in my mind. This is a leg D. Oh, man, Taseko Mines. This so quietly does its own thing. It's almost like an independent stock to the copper section, because the copper can do nothing. And this will rally. and then copper could rally, and this stalls. It's kind of in its own independent orbit. Lovely action, up 11 cents today, 366. Taseko Mines, TGB, we've got one of our favorite people over the decades. We've been here at TFNN, who has this on his radar every minute of the day for the last at least 21 years or something. Yeah, I think it's doing very nicely here. This is Taseko Mines. Really, what a nice monthly chart. If you looked at this chart, it looks like a regular chart. There's no way you could look at this and say this is a $3 stock. It looks like a mature company, which of course it is. It goes back forever. All right, Taseko Mines, TGB, very nice, up 11 cents. What's the support? The support right now is at 346 to 333.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
All right, so let me just quickly show you, look. This is one of the techniques that I've developed over the decades, and I use, well, actually over about 15 years or more, probably even more. But this 9-period moving average in the 10-minute chart of the E-mini crossed positive right here at about 6:40 this morning Eastern time. It really was earlier than that. It was 6:30, green. And it stayed green from right to go to the high of this bar, because that way, apples to apples, 65.97.50. And it's trading right now at 6621. and it's still green. And this was a Chapman Wave instant restart. Doesn't matter if it's a 1 minute chart, 10-minute chart, a monthly chart, whatever. There's the instant restart. I just had someone talking about an instant restart in the coin for the monthly chart. We'll get there sometime. This is E/A, F/B, G/C, still moving up. And this is a technique we've used. So I didn't follow up on what I was mentioning before. One of the reasons why we chose this particular stock, RAEL, Real, R-E-A-L, Real, this is Real Inc., online resale of authentic luxury goods, buying and selling pre-owned design. This is the era we're in right now. That's the reason why. Now, I would like to see a little bit of a pullback at some point so that people who didn't manage to get in can get in, and just give it a real test of strength. But I've got this as a measured move. We went in at 8.55 on the 8th of September, and today's high is 10.35. But look, we've already gotten to a D underneath that previous peak. It makes me a little upset. Because I have to watch it closely, and I've got the measured moves, and you have to measure the move on each time frame at the different level to what it's going to do. So it just says that by next week, there's a chance that we could get to, this high, 1138. We'll see what happens there within the next week or two. All right? But it's in the right area, and that's what I wanted to point out, that sometimes it's the chart, but it's also where they are, and they're in the reset level.